Good morning, campers. We are in Walmart. It's literally 10 past 10. We are getting a shuttle to pick us up to take us to the airport at 11 o'clock, and we're in Walmart because Luke wants to buy a multi-tool or a slingshot.
Both.
Or both. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. We have made it to the airport. What are you doing? We've checked in, we've gone all the way through security, and now we're waiting to board our flight. We're sat at the window watching the planes. Vlogception! We're sat at the window watching the planes, and our flight isn't till... What time's our flight? 20 to 4. We've got to board by 3 o'clock. And our flight's at 20 to 4. But it's currently 10 to 1, so that's not too bad. We're going to go have a look around duty free and eat some pinkberry because I want some frozen yogurt. Luke's going to find something else to eat, and then we're going to get our flight home back to England. Sad. It was such a good holiday though, wasn't it?
No, could be better.
We had 2 weeks of fun, exploring, like trees, scenery, beaches, all sorts, so it was really good. And Disney, obviously Disney. And it was quite sad, wasn't it, when we were leaving Luke's aunt and uncle, Jan and Kevin, and then their little dog Lola. There was a couple of tears. But overall, it's been a fabulous holiday, and I've got a tan, so there you go.
I've got a hat, so there you go.
It's Air France. This guy is just chilling. And I've got a half-eaten pinkberry. I probably should have filmed before I ate it. Oh well. Hello everybody, and welcome to what is basically the end of my California vlogs. So today's video will have been the last video, what you just watched before. It was from our last day in California, where we went to Walmart and then we basically just went to the airport and flew home. It was very uneventful. Obviously I didn't finish filming it, which is why I've had to film this section here, just really to sum it up because it's been quite a few months now. It's currently January. I was actually meant to film this part of the end of the video back like when we came back from the holiday in September, but I never did, for whatever reason. So essentially, like I say, it's the end of the California vlogs. It was such an amazing trip to have been able to go on, to go all the way from Yosemite down to Disneyland and stop at all those amazing places along the way, and it's definitely something that will stay with me for the rest of my life. I was so lucky to be able to go on it, because I know it's not something that everyone's going to be able to do in their life, but I feel so blessed and so lucky to have been able to experience those things. Some of those things that were on my bucket list that I never ever thought I'd be able to do or actually take part in. Like I didn't even really consider Yosemite as a massive thing to go to, but once I found out we were going and I researched it, I was like, oh my god, that's a place that I would have loved to go. And just climbing on the waterfall, the rocks on the waterfall in Yosemite was amazing. To go into Alcatraz, that's something I've always wanted to do. It's always been up there on my bucket list of something that had to get ticked off. And obviously going to the original Disneyland was amazing, like it was insane. There's so many parts of that trip that I will treasure. Sorry, shaky cam, but because I'm holding it with my arm and I'm sat in bed and I'm actually wearing my onesie. But as I was saying, there's so many parts of that trip that I will treasure for a very long time for so many reasons. Parts of the trip that I wasn't even necessarily as excited for example, going to Lake Tahoe, I didn't know a lot about it and I didn't really think that much of it, because I thought, oh, the lake, it'll be nice, it'll be great, and it's a nice place to stop off, but I didn't think much of it. But when we got there, obviously we had a really crap day, because the Lake Tahoe footage, I'll speak about that now really, because basically what happened when we went to Lake Tahoe was my camera was charging by where the sink area was, and obviously when somebody had washed up, it got all wet, and it's not their fault, it's nobody's fault. I don't know, it could have been me that washed up, who knows. It's nobody's fault, it was an accident. But basically my camera broke, so you couldn't see anything on the screen. It was just all pink and horrible, it was just awful. And at the beginning of the day I cried, because I was just like, I don't know what to do, I wanted to film the whole trip. And then luckily Luke was like, you can use my footage and use my GoPro and things like that. So that day there's not a lot of footage, but essentially we went on a massive bike ride to Lake Tahoe. Which was amazing, like just swimming in Lake Tahoe and just looking out across the lake, and all you could see was water and then like mountains. I'm sure you've seen it in the videos anyway, so that was amazing. And then obviously we went on another bike ride to find this other lake called Fallen Leaf Lake, which was meant to be amazing, and we were riding our bikes for ages, going in ridiculous directions. Like we went in the wrong direction probably more times than necessary, but you know. And I've got bad knees anyway, so riding a bike for that long really hurt my knee. So that day started off really crappy, and then it ended amazingly just by swimming in this beautiful, like clear water. Like you could see everything through that water. And it was so cold and I was so thirsty, but it was just an amazing moment. It was like we'd achieved something out of all the rest of the crappy like bike ride, getting lost and being in pain. Like we'd got to this place and it made it so much more worth it. And then even like to places like Pismo Beach, which was just a beach, and like the second day we were there, it was so cloudy and it was cold. It was actually really cold, I remember, but it was one of the nicest RV sites we stayed at, and actually the swimming pool and the place like that, we went to the outlets. It was such a fun time, and it's just little things like that that I think I'll appreciate from the trip, as well as the biggest amazing things that we got to do, like obviously Yosemite, San Fran and Disneyland. But like I say, the vlogs are over now. I've created all the vlogs, they're done. So I'm quite sad about it actually, because it's something I've like put my like life into for the past how many weeks, and now they're finished, so I don't really know what I'm going to do with myself. I am going on a small short trip to Scotland in February with two of my friends from uni, Sammy and Ryan, which means I will probably vlog them, which I plan to vlog them, it's just if I stick to it, but I did stick to like California quite well, so I'm hoping I'll stick to Scotland. So there'll be a few vlogs from them, travel vlogs, and then later on in the year I'm actually going to Florida for 3 weeks, which will be amazing, and hopefully I'll be able to film all of that and edit it, but we'll see. But that is the plan at the moment. I don't really know what I'm going to fill the California vlogs like spots with at the moment. We'll work something out, I suppose. But thank you all for watching, and everyone that's watched every single one of them. Like, I'm so proud of what I've made, and I'm so glad that you guys could come along on that journey with us and see what we got up to. And it's definitely something that I've made for you guys to watch and to enjoy, but for me to be able to look back on and see some amazing memories and see some amazing places that I got to go. And I am really sad that they're finished, but thank you all for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed them all, and I will see you next Friday with different content, hopefully. Don't know what it'll be, but see you later.